Okay, you are back with comedian David Boyle, and I'm quitting alcohol. I fucking told ya. I called it early. We're going back into lockdown. The government in my state is putting us back into stage 2 or 1 fucking restrictions. Tomorrow, it was meant to go up to 50 people in bars, 50 people in venues. It's still at 20 at the moment, and businesses are fucking struggling. So tomorrow was meant to be the big day, the big reopening, 50 in a venue. And they came out today and said they had 25 new cases of coronavirus yesterday. So we're going back to stage 2 restrictions, which is you're allowed 5 people in your house. We're back there. And they're keeping it at 20 in a venue at a time for another 3 weeks because of 25 new coronavirus cases. Can you believe that shit? I was at the march 2 weeks ago where there was like a couple of 100,000 people. Some of the people in the crowd had coronavirus, and there's only been 25 new cases yesterday. They're taking the piss now. No one's going to listen. Who's going to listen? No one's going to listen to that. Who the fuck is going to follow that? But they were always going to do that, weren't they? Fucking let you out for a little bit, get a fucking breath of fresh air out there, and then back in. The thing I'm shocked about is they're not even rigging the numbers up high. It's like 25. No one gives a fuck about 25 anymore. And that's not even deaths. That's just 25 new cases. 25 new cases of fucking hiccups. Not that I listen at all or follow any of the shit, but I'm starting to get a little bit sick of the government telling me what the fuck to do. How does the government saying anything about coronavirus anymore carry any weight at all? Australia had 100 deaths. Probably about 4,000 suicides, but 100 coronavirus deaths. But like good citizens, Australians will stay back inside, protect each other from the invisible enemy. Camaraderie and mateship until it's time to protest again, and then we're back out there. 300,000 strong, arms linked, shouting, spitting into the air. It's a very surreal period of time, isn't it? What the fuck is going on? I'll give you this, it's exciting a little bit, but it's kind of fucking boring now. And everyone's getting dragged into whatever the fuck's going on. It's just chaos out there. What you want to be is, you know, in the movies sometimes there'll be like a chaotic scene, everything's going crazy, people are shooting each other, windows are getting smashed, and then you just see this one guy walk through the crowd in his own little world. He's just cruising through like nothing at all is wrong. Just going about his day-to-day life while chaos is fucking breaking out all around him. That's who you want to be. You just can't get dragged into any of the shit. Who has the energy to care anymore? I spoke to my wife's sister today. She's on, week off rotations at the hospital. So I got to have a good chat to her today. And it seems like this coronavirus is basically, if you are relatively healthy, you're fucking fine. You don't even have to be that healthy. Just not fucked. So I spoke to her and she said they've got a section of the hospital blocked off for coronavirus patients. And she said it's completely full. She said there's no beds left. There's like 150 people in this section. They've all got coronavirus. And I'm like, how many of them have died so far? She's like, oh, just that one doctor. And she said he came into work and he was feeling okay, had a little bit of a fever, had a little bit of breathing difficulties. But when they asked him, are you having a tough time breathing? He's like, well, I have mild obesity, so I kind of have a little bit of trouble breathing most of the times. And so they're like, take the test. And he's like, no, I don't want to. I'll just keep working. And then they eventually forced him to. He had it. He went home. He was pretty much fine. A couple of days later, he started to deteriorate. Then they had to put him on the ventilator. Then he passed away. And he's the only one. Most of the staff at her hospital have had it and recovered from it. Takes a day or two. They're fine. Doesn't seem to be an issue. Some of the doctors in there aren't even masking up. They're like, fuck it, we'll just get it. We'll recover from it. I'm not wearing the fucking suits every day. So she was saying she goes into work, 12-hour shift, she's got to wear the P3 mask, and then over the top of that a surgical mask, then some other thing, and then a big fucking face mask. She said she does 12 hours of that and she's not breathing properly for like 12 hours. So she said she is doing it pretty fucking tough. But she said it's a very small percentage of the patients that come in and they're really bad. She also said there was some older people coming in with aneurysm type symptoms. So people coming in thinking they've had an aneurysm but they've got COVID and they're like, that's weird. So more or less it's exactly what I thought it was going to be all those months ago. But I got swept up in the fucking chaos as well. That's why you've got to be the guy walking through the chaos, having a dart, reading the newspaper while stabbings and fucking Molotov cocktails are whizzing by his head. And he just comes out of it unscathed. And one of my wife's friends also works for Sydney Airport, and she said they're pretty much not going to have any international travel until next year. Another 6 months of no international travel out of the airport. Notice how all the legitimate information's coming from my wife's side. Like my side's like fucking Trenner. What does Trenner reckon about COVID? Who knows? He was in a K-hole last weekend. Anyway, that's it. Back into lockdown. There'll be another 6 or 7 more waves before the end of the year. If you can call 25 new cases a fucking wave. Anyway, that's it for tonight. If you're enjoying the podcast, subscribe to it, tell your friends about it, and I'll see you the fuck later.